Hello everybody, my name is Zach, aka the Weather Gamer, bringing you Week 7 of APA. Chicago Charizards taking on the Manchespin United and Admin Harry. So as you guys can see, this is not live, as I mentioned in the update video Sunday, because this goes out on Tuesdays. As I mentioned in the update video on Sunday, I am post-editing this one. What happened in match, my reaction and how I was feeling was not okay. So I decided to scrap the video. It's similar to what happened when I played Fizzle back in WWC Season 1, when I played someone else, I can't remember who, I believe it was in Phoenix Cup, Shadow in Phoenix Cup. I believe the first time I played him in Phoenix Cup I didn't post that recording, just because sometimes I get too emotional, and I had actually decided, you'll see as we go through here in the chat, I'll say I quit APA and XYZ. Thank you again to Panther for letting me back in, as well as all of the APA mods, allowing me to come back in. So you guys can see, the layout's not up to date because the layout is set for my next PCF match, which is later today, I hope. So I can't really throw that up there, or my APA match, Week 8 match, which should be later today of the day I'm recording this. So I can't really, I don't want to take the time, change it, and then change right back for that. So Harry, I'm sorry, you're getting the short end of the stick on this one, my bad. Hopefully we can square off again in the future, and I'll take care of this correctly. So, you see he's got Mega Gallade, Zygarde, Blacephalon, Toxapex, Bronzor, and phone going off, Rotom. I brought Bulu, Gren, my Rotom, Azelf, Charizard, and Arrow. Check out the team builder for my sets. I had 4 out of 6 correct. 4 or 5 out of 6 correct. I didn't think that Rotom was coming. I thought P2 or PZ was coming instead of Rotom, which would have made him bring a different hazard removal. So I was 4 out of 6, I think. I knew Mega Gallade was coming. I knew Zygarde was coming. Bless was a toss-up. Toxapex was definitely coming, because Toxapex is the only thing that really actually super slowed down Charizard. So with this, I thought, okay, best lead here. Zygarde Ice Fang from Arrow will do a lot of damage. Mega Gallade can't take a hit from Arrow. Blacephalon can't take a hit from Arrow. Toxapex doesn't want to take 2 EQs from Arrow. Rotom could be a problem. If that's the lead, that stops Arrow from being led. If Bronzor is the lead, okay. I can check to see if Bronzor is Levitate or Heat Proof, because I can EQ and kill it, or I can EQ, have nothing happen, and then I know he's Levitate, which means Zard can take it down with Flare Blitz instead, which would suck, because it's chip on the Zard. So I do lead the Arrow. He leads the Bronzor, or Bronzong. So in my mind, it's like, okay, he's obviously going to Stealth Rock. He wants his rocks up because Charizard, once rocks are up, Charizard's going to suck to have to come in on him, and I'm going to have to get Rotom in right away and defog to get Zard in. So I gotta check. If this thing is not Levitate, I can EQ and kill it. I looked at the calcs. I had an 87.5, 7 out of 8 chance to kill this thing with EQ if it was heat proof. So I thought that was the best case scenario. I am carrying Stealth Rocks. As I mentioned in the team builder, Raisachi had mentioned either Rocks or Taunt. Had I carried Taunt, I would have been much better off than how this goes and gets played. So I go for the EQ. Levitate. Okay. So now I know that Zard can only kill this thing with Flare Blitz. Zard is my check to this thing. And he's now got rocks up, which means I have to get Rotom in, I have to defog, and then I gotta bring Zard in one way or another. At this point, I'm thinking, okay, so Arrow is nice because of Ice Fang on Zygarde, but Greninja and Bulu and Azelf can take care of Zygarde. Metacham is an issue. Azelf, Zygarde, or Azelf and Charizard, if it can get set up, can deal with those two. Blacephalon, okay, Arrow goes down. I can still take care of Blacephalon with either Rotom, Greninja, Zard, or Azelf, because Azelf, I believe, if I remember correctly, was carrying Dark Pulse. Bronzor, I can't do anything to because I'm Ice Fang, not Fire Fang. EQ can't hit it, and Stone Edge isn't going to do anything. Rotom I can handle with Charizard and Azelf. So I decided, okay, Arrow to me is not important anymore. I wish I could keep it, but I don't have a safe switch into Bronzor that can take multiple hits from it because I'm specially defensive. I think I was specially... I need to pull up the team builder. Nope, I deleted the team. I believe I was specially defensive. Rotom. I might have been physically defensive. I don't know. I will have to go pull the team builder back up to look at it. Go pull the team because I carry the teams elsewhere. So I decided, you know, we're going to let Arrow go down. We're just going to set up Stealth Rocks. Gyro Ball kills me. I knew that was coming. Now I can get into Greninja. I can Dark Pulse. Or I can U-turn. I should have U-turned. So I absolutely right there was a huge mistake not U-turning. I knew Bronzor was going to run the second that Greninja came in because a Dark Pulse from Greninja will murder a Bronzor. I was just, because I lost Arrow, the wheels in my head started to speed up, and I started to think, oh no, I'm already down a Mon. How am I going to do this? What's going to happen? U-turning there into Rotom, giving myself the free defog, basically, because Toxapex isn't going to stay in on Rotom. Chipped with the U-turn damage. I needed to... No, you're not going out. You're not going out. Okay? You're not going out. You want to come sit on my lap? You want to come record with me? No, you're not going outside. U-turning out, getting into Rotom. I could have defogged on his switch into his Rotom, and then probably would have had to go Bulu. Would have been the play sequence there to take the Leaf Storm or the Volt Switch, which would allow him into Blacephalon for free, and then I'd have to work around that Blacephalon. Losing Arrow definitely hurt me. Instead, I defogged. I'm forced into Azelf. This thing goes for Toxic, gets Azelf Toxic, which sucks. He goes into Bronzor. I nasty plot on the switch because this is what Azelf was supposed to do. Azelf is supposed to set up in front of Toxapex. The problem is Toxic from Toxapex, which I knew was coming. I knew should have been there. Now Azelf's hurt with Toxic. It has no recovery. I have no Wish Passer this week. Basically, Azelf has to kill what it can and then go out. But he just easily goes into, say, Scarfed Blacephalon here and gets a free hit on something. So I'm already that's another mistake here. Had I gone into Rotom like I needed to, I could have taken the Toxic on Rotom, which would have been just as bad, but better than having my setup sweeper get Toxic. So instead, I'm going to go for the Flamethrower, hoping that I could get a crit, or a very, very high roll. I did not get the extreme high roll I needed. I didn't pick up a burn. Like, if I had max rolled burned, he would have died to the burn damage. No, because he had lefties. He would have basically been at 6% when it was all said and done. Instead, I take another Gyro Ball to the face, and Azelf, my setup sweeper, which was designed at +2 attack to run through his team, is now dead. I've lost one of my best checks to Rotom. I have now lost my only other check to this Bronzong. This thing had Psychic Z for... It was either Psychic Z or Fairy Z. I can't remember. Again, I have to go pull the team builder. It was either Fairy Z or Psychic Z, one of the two. And was able to beat... It could beat Pex at +2. It could beat Zygarde at +2 because I was carrying D-Gleam. pretty sure it's Fairy Z. That way I could beat Zygarde. I could beat Gallade with D-Gleam. Like, once Azelf got set up, I had it set. I just wasted my setup sweeper very, very early in the game. One of my 2 setup sweepers very, very early in the game, and that's what severely cost me. So Azelf dies here. I go Rotom because I need the defog. I have to defog. His Rotom comes in. I get the defog, which means I wasted Aerodactyl. Having the defog hit his rocks away forced me to defog my own rocks away. Arrow was basically just a throwaway mon this week, and that's not how it was supposed to be, and that is part of the reason that this match didn't go well, because I threw Arrow away turn 2. I really, really should have carried Taunt on Arrow, because I could have taunted, stopped the Stealth Rocks, EQ'd, found out he was Levitate, no rocks are on my side of the field, and then I can start pressuring things. 100% my fault. 100% terrible way for me to start this match. Early game just cost me. I immediately switch into Rotom. I don't want to take the Volt Switch because it will hurt Rotom too much. In comes Blacephalon for free. I am Scarfed. I don't have a switch in for Blacephalon outside of Greninja and Rotom, but he easily could carry something for either one of those. And I was afraid of potential Specs. Specs Blacephalon, HP Grass would extremely, extremely hurt both Rotom and Greninja, because Greninja had no defensive investment. It was a fully offensive Greninja. Rotom might have been able to take 1 and lived, but it wasn't taking 2, and I'd give him a Scarf Beast Boost, which he gets anyways here, because he's Scarfed. I was hoping he was Spexed and not Scarfed, because I was Scarfed Bulu. I had clicked Stone Edge to kill this thing. It's unfortunate. Now he's got the boost. I'm forced into Greninja again. In comes Toxapex. I U-turn this time, so this was the correct play. Now I go into Zard. But at this point in the match, I am severely crippled. Azelf being gone hurts. Like, I have to take down Blacephalon, Zygarde, and Gallade with Scarfed Greninja, which is not going to go well. Zard is the only thing besides Rotom that can beat Toxapex, and Toxapex can outstall Rotom. Bronzor is only beaten by Charizard now, and Rotom is only beaten by Charizard. So I'm stuck. I have to get Charizard set up here in order for me to win. I can't break anything. I have to use Charizard as a wall breaker. Obviously, I'm going to get Toxic here. I D-danced. He Toxics. Now, why in my right mind I D-danced again, I will never know. Clearly based on his set with Toxic, Regen, he's going to have Haze. He's Toxic, Haze, Regen, Toxic, Haze, Scald, something. That's going to be his set right there, because that will allow this thing to wall Zard out. And once Zard goes down, I lose this match. There's the Haze. I can't win this game now. He definitely, if he's got Recovery, which he will show he's got Recover, I believe was his 4th move, he will 1v1 me. The burn on Rotom is unfortunate. He's going to get the free switch into Zygarde. I really, really wish I had been carrying... I was carrying dual Electric Stab. I shouldn't have carried dual Electric. I should have just had HP Ice, Hydro, Volt Switch, and Defog. That way I could have hit this Zygarde immediately with HP Ice, knowing that it was going to switch in here. And if it didn't, Rotom wasn't getting beat by Toxapex, especially with me being burned. He couldn't Toxic me. So then I could Volt Switch if he had stayed in. Instead, he 1,000 arrows. Rotom is now down. Now I have nothing for Toxapex at all. He can basically win this with a 6-0. He just sends Toxapex out. and stalls Charizard out with Toxics, and Greninja can't beat this thing. So I bring in Greninja right back into Toxapex. I'm so concerned about Zygarde that I miss what I needed to see, which was I needed to U-turn, go into Zard, and come back out. But at this point, this match is basically over. I'm forced into switching. He goes right back into Zygarde, though. I didn't switch. I was just willing to let Greninja die. There was no point in me keeping Greninja healthy. Greninja did nothing for me this match. I basically, with what was left, Greninja couldn't do enough to help. So I figured, okay, we're just going to keep Ice Beaming till I die. I'm in a bad mood. Just Toxic Stall me out. I'll send Zard in. You can Toxic Stall that. Instead, he goes into Zygarde, I think predicting the fact that Zard was... that I'd go into Zard. And he's probably Scarfed at this point, which would outspeed Zard at neutral and be beaten by 1,000 arrows. I min-rolled. I absolutely min-rolled. Had I max-rolled that ice, or any more than a min-roll, that Zygarde would have died to that Ice Beam, which would have been great. It wouldn't have been a 6-0, because that's where this is headed, is I'm going to get 6-0'd. In comes Toxapex, again, Ice Beam. He heals. Now I switch into Zard. He Toxics, I'm already poisoned. I have to just EQ at this point. Does 50%. He Scalds. More chip. Can't kill him with an EQ. I D-Dance, predicting a recover. There's the recover. This thing just 1v1s me. I EQ, 75%. He recovers. I kill him. I can't kill him with another EQ, and I die to poison. In comes Bronzor. Bronzor takes the EQ. I should have Flare Blitzed right there. Knowing that he was playing for the 6-0, I should have just Flare Blitzed and taken down this Bronzor. But I was so emotional, so worked up, my camera was off at this point, that I just didn't think. And I went EQ, because he's preserving his 6-0. Flare Blitz, I at least take down the Bronzor with me, and then I can bring in Greninja and try to do something. Down I go. In comes Gren. Here comes Toxapex. I Dark Pulse. I'm just going to Dark Pulse. That's all I can do. He just needs to sit in here and recover stall. Instead, he just goes into Gallade. Gallade gets the justified boost, Megas, and then Gallade will kill me. So he can get the kill with Gallade. Again, I really needed... like, being Scarfed hurt me here. I think if I had been... Specs or something, I could have beat the Gallade right here with the Dark Pulse. I could have beat it twice, or beat it with that. I could have easily taken down Bronzor with Zard to make it a 4-0. Anything more than a min roll on the Zygarde, I could have taken that down. We're down to a 3-0 now. Not D-Dancing again and getting hazed. I could have taken the Toxapex out 2-0 and potentially still be able to beat Bless and Rotom. It started wrong for me. It continued to snowball, and I emotionally just fell apart in this game. We're 2-5 -8 now. We're in severe trouble for playoffs. I want to make playoffs, but you know, the new goal now is to just battle and learn and improve. Learn how to use these mons, and then reset for Season 3. That sort of thing. Or reset for Season 3 of PCF, or reset for the NCL if I go into the NCL. Just learn the mons and reset. So hopefully you guys seeing me talk about this and seeing where I made my mistakes and seeing that at least I know where my mistakes were made, you guys can see what not to do type of thing, or how you could have avoided it, if you were in my situation, that sort of thing. But yeah, that's all I can do. So with that, I'm going to get out of here. We'll move on to Week 8. We're playing Rye. Hopefully we can pick up a win there. If we can get a 3-0 decent win, Get back to 3 and 5, -5. Then we play Savage. We can beat Savage. 4 and 5, -4, -3 if I'm lucky. Okay. See if we can't survive. I don't know. We'll see. If I can get to 4 wins, I think that's improvement over Season 1. So, check out the links in the description down below. Twitter, Twitch. Not Twitter. Twitter's not there anymore. Twitch, Discord. Definitely join the Weather Gamer Discord. I can get you connected to APA through the Weather Gamer Discord. I just have to ask Panther for an invite, is all. And yeah, show Griffin some love. Dude needs it. With that, I'm gonna get out of here. See you guys next time.